Ya başka komut yok. Ben yaparım diye hani bak olmuşsun ayırmam çünkü hesaptan bizim sağlamışsın. Sağlamaktan bir resmen olacak. Hiç sorun başlıyor. Yani nasıl? 3 gün sonra sabah böyle şeyin kasından olsun. Ben ayırma varlığından bak. Yasemin var, Kolayı var, Sayara var, Yıldız var, Cema var. Var mı?
Bu arada kırmızı kim olabilir?
Ne de burada?
Evet, neredesin? Bunu sıkıyor mu? Aa, Feyza'nın ileri gösterim. Şeritisiz, geçeceğim.
210 metre gizli.
Yürüyüş, o ne? O zaman var ya.
Ya dinçliği var, bir hafta forması falan da olur.
Aslında bir kadar sanki olmadı. Şöyle bir şey. Söyleyeyim bazen.
Yılda da жальностью не знаю, слушай, тем запаху.
Жакшка.
Haji wa ijma semua. Semua sendiri ya semua. Pasal itu.
Ada kita mau kasih poin. Sintrik itu yang mau bawa ini.
Lalu dulu ya.
Aslında bir pozitif
Görünüm.
ben simak böyle değil.
Bir tane tutmayayım. Allah ben 3 bin kadar ödemedim. İsmi o.
Şimdi hadi bir 38. Sonra uçak fenomen çıkar. Bakarız. Durasyon. Hadi sebebi.
Çekilmesi. Bunu insan. Burada zaten. Hiç ben almayayım.
Hani koymuşlar, hani ne olur? Evet.
New Abraham, that's right, good to Yok. Hani kamerayı Allah razı olsun. Ayırdım.
Good morning, dear professors and students.
Yaklaşık sırası böyle. Bakın ssenaryo güzel aslında. Assalamualaikum tarzında hürmetli kendisi varsana, kendisi adalar, hürmetli ustalar, hürmetli görüşler. Bugün 4 yıl devamında alınan bölümlerimizde özellikle şu sırasında forma olarak gösterisi stansiyonundayız. Buna yoldan her bir devamlı ödedik yeterli yapıldı. Mesela zararlı konsertlerin çalışma yapması önemli iş bölümü. İlk çalışmalarla değişiyor.
Good morning, dear professors and students. Welcome to everyone. Today is the final because final students are about to start getting their qualification works. We wish good luck for all the judges. Now, let me introduce the members of the decision commission. So the head of commission, Dr. Oros, President Hasan from Local State Pedagogical Institute, Department of English Language and Literature. Our next member, Docent Doctor of Philosophy, Javad Ali Bal, Dean of Foreign Language Faculty, the Deputy of the Decision Commission. Docent Doctor of Philosophy, Utrecht University, the head of English Language and Literature Department. She is a member of the Decision Commission. Docent Doctor of Philosophy, Utrecht American. Docent Doctor of Philosophy, Adımlar İrfan Karahatına. Doctor of Philosophy, Cumhuriyet Ali İbrahimovic. Docent Doctor of Philosophy from Karakapak Institute of Agriculture and Agri-Technologies, Abdullah Mahmud Bayrak. Members from the State Pedagogical Institute, Doctor of Philosophy, Lauren Ramazan Malakmış. Doctor of Philosophy, Asifa Gülselim Aynan Zarfına. Doctor of Philosophy, Dünyası Umida Kumar Senior Teacher of English Language and Literature Department from Local State Pedagogical Institute, Koşukken. So our first graduate from the 5 must be as a motion the same of your dissertation paper is the role interpretive approach in developing listening skills of all learners. And your son, the class is Doctor Dr. Philosophy Tajibat Akbar Tajibullah. As a motion.
Akan bir kızgın. Yok, ben oldum.
So, teachers. Today my qualification talk about the role of integrative approach in developing listening skill of all learners. The authority of the work is provided by the fact that this topic about listening in foreign languages, similarities and difference between phonemic system of different languages, overcoming psychological barrier during listening, improving students' listening skills, difficulty in the listening process, comparative analysis of native and foreign languages. Research goals developing listening strategies. Modern science has developed certain clinical sites of teaching listening comprehension through science, the theory of speech activity, which considers the perception of speech in terms along with problem of speech communication. The aim of bachelor qualification paper research to analyze the role of integrative approach in developing listening skills of all learners. To achieve the main aim, they set up the following tasks to overview the general problems of developing listening skill in the scientific and methodological literature, to find out difficulties and the challenges in developing listening skill. The next is the student programs of integrated approach and the modern way of the teaching English. To define main principles of integrated approach. The chapter 1 tells the basis of developing listening skill in the teaching foreign languages. There are four main skills. It's reading, listening, writing, and speaking. In this chapter, we would like to investigate more about teaching listening skills. Teaching listening skills is one of the most difficult tasks of any teachers. Successful listening skills are acquired over time with the lot of practice. Listening is the ability to identify, understand what others are saying. This involves understanding pronunciation or accent, its grammar or its vocabulary, and its meaning. Listening is one of the fundamental language skills. The next difficult challenges in developing this skill. There are a lot of difficulties that learners may encounter of listening, comprehension, process, and propose the problems and try to solve them. Some of the problems as well as the quality of reported materials. The next chapter 2. The role of integrated approach in developing listening skill. Integrated approach is a modern way of teaching English. The integrated approach involved in the domestic and foreign methodological concepts are most effective in this field. Integrated approach to solve problems integral training, future specialists, not because the discipline integration is also due to major methods of organization for educational process. Integrated approach focuses on providing authentic languages, facilities, and learners to both listen, speaking, reading, writing, and its meaningful context. This approach integrates learning language process in which learners will be provided opportunity to understand and practice concepts at the center of them. The next, the integrated approach to learning based on interconnected informational skills in 4 types of activity: listening, speaking, writing, and reading.
Angela, will you please do not look at your slides? Tell whatever you like about your work, please. Because this is not a state exam.
Don't read, but read the
Integrated approach.
Turn off the slide, please.
Slide number 2.
Bunların konusu sıkılmaz. Sonuç alamadık sıkılmaz. Bunlar bu çekmeyi burada yok.
Mutfağımız kapağında
Evet, so maybe see what else
Okay, let's do it. Amanya the same of the presentation paper, informative and communicative technologies as a tool of motivating students and through scientific advices, Docent Doctor of Philosophy, Donata Nilüfer Balabaytman.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be presenting in front of you. So, it's honor for me to present my qualification work on the topic of informative and communication technologies as a tool for motivating students. I want to start my speech mentioning of our President Shafak Miramanovic in his.
Go.
On March 6, 2020, he chaired the meeting on the new improvement of the system of education in Uzbekistan. So in his meeting, he conducted that every graduate should know be fluent at least in 2 foreign languages. So next reforms are new reforms on the development of ICT in Uzbekistan. It was really recently on Monday, May 22nd, the proposals on the development of educational system of preschool and school conducted that from the next academic year, students would be taught the ICT language of computer science from the first grade, not 5th grade as it used to be. Now let's take a look on the overview of ICT use in today's educational process. We use tablets, mobile devices, and different applications to learn the language. Also, the smart boards are also in the great use of today's classrooms. Smart boards are interactive whiteboards that teachers can use to display the multimedia and share real-time data. Also, we usually use blended learning. Blended learning means that we combine traditional classrooms with the use of online resources. This kind of methods were really popular during the pandemic. So, what are the benefits of using ICT to motivate students? Firstly, it's collaboration. Students learn to collaborate, work in teams, with the group projects. Also, personalization, because ICT can apply to everyone's taste. It can cover all the individual needs and learning styles of the students. Also, visualization. Visualization, it can abstract concepts and stimulate learners' imagination by different games, multimedia, and etc. Also, it gives immediate feedback to the students. ICT can instruct feedback, and students can monitor their progress through quizzes, surveys, and etc. Now, let's take a look at the best practices of ICT tools and previous studies on this topic. Firstly, gamification and web tools. Veronica Aviles and Kevin Funch conducted a comprehensive study on the investigating gamification in the learning process. They also indicated that the use of gamified learning platforms increases student motivation. Also, virtual simulation. Virtual simulation, a study conducted with Thomas G-Line explained that the use of social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Coursera, or YouTube help us students and their teachers communicate well. So I took the Kahoot web platform as an example of gamified lesson, and my research was conducted on the learners of this higher education, on the students of third grade, and they use the Kahoot program as a tool for teaching grammar structure. So, the objective of research conducted on using gamification as a tool to motivate students is to investigate the effectiveness and approach enhancing student engagement. Now, if you look at the handout that were provided, there is given all the diagrams and graphics of results and discussions of these surveys.
Sonunda
Firstly, surveys
Sertifikatı var mısın? Ablası var.
Mesela derslerin alanından mı diyebilirim? Derslerin böyle IT teknolojiler boyunca sürekli boyuncalar bu akıllı meseleler böyle sonuç meseleleri şunu görüyorken orada taşıyan bir soru olursa.
Okay, say, sorry. You say importance of your work, yes?
Yeah.
Say about your aim of your research work.
Aim of my research work is to provide more information about the different tools of ICT, how they can be implemented, and new inventions, and to increase the qualification of teachers in this field.
What about your personal experience?
It's a survey that were pre-designed to learn the motivational impact and motivational components of the learners, how it was visible to learn grammatical structures throughout with the help of these gamified web tools.
You do this experiment in schools?
No, I firstly in this time I made it with the higher educational students, with the third year students. But for the if I took this topic into the master's course, master's degree, so I can scope it and investigate more different age groups.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next debate, Amin Jasmine, and the same of your dissertation paper is what logic and sentence is a way of scientific expression, and your scientific body, your center of your script, to be similar and similar.
Good morning, dear fantastic students. Today I'm going to present my qualification work about word order in sentence to syntactic expression. So word order plays a fundamental role in syntactic expression. It encompasses an arrangement of words to convey meaning, to convey emphasis, and to establish relationships between the words in a sentence. So throughout the following chapters, different elements, various aspects of word order, its types, its functions, and also its relationship with inversion will be explored. So the knowledge of this work lies in its contribution to the study of word order and inversion in the English language, particularly within the context of Aldous Huxley's work called Chrome Yellow. So the purpose of this work is to identify the features of word order in English language. So the subject of the study is a set of studies of word order and inversion in the English language. So the objective of the research is the types of inversions in English language. So the question of word order in English sentence is often discussed by many linguists. However, the English sentence is well established. So I'm going to say about also about Russian. In Russian, due to the sense of case endings, it's quite acceptable to change the members of the sentences in places. So since the main meaning of the statement almost doesn't change. For example, студенты изучают эти предметы. Here's the word студенты is in the role of subject, and эти предметы in the role of object. And the second one is эти предметы изучают студенты. So, and places are changed. So эти предметы is subject and студенты. Эти предметы is subject and студенты is object. So in Russian, the meaning doesn't change, but in English, such correlations are impossible. So, for example, student studies these subjects. So here, students are is subject. These subjects is in role of object. But when the members of this sentence are rearranged, the main meaning totally changes. So it would be the subject study the students. In translation, it would be эти предметы изучают студенты. So these subjects here is in the role of subject, but students in the role of object. And the functions of word order. Word order in English figures various of functions such as expressive, statistic word order that contributes to the clarity and coherence of the language. In the language, so it's the arrangement of words conducts the meaning also and plays a crucial role in indicating grammatical relationship in a sentence. So types of word orders. The first type is expressive stylistic word order. When it's necessary, it's used when it's necessary to highlight a particular word in order to indicate its significance in a sentence. So it can be used in the first. It can be used in the first place of the sentence. So it's usually used to attract the listeners, or attention by emphasizing, by intonation and strong stress. For example, never have I seen such a thing. This is the author here is emphasizing that he had never seen such a thing. And the next type is the actual grammatical feature. It consists in the fact that word order serves to express certain syntactic grammar relationship. For example, subject-object relations, subject-predicate-object relations. For example, I sent you a letter yesterday, so I is a subject, send is a verb predicate, and the letter would be object. So there are two types of word order in English: direct and reverse word order. Here, word order where subject typically precedes the verb by instead pattern in the both spoken and written English. So usually in everyday speech, mostly direct type of word order is used. And the next one is
What kind of resources did you use during the investigation? What kind of resources, books, materials?
Mostly, I have worked with book of Aldous Huxley called Chrome Yellow. He was an American writer and a philosopher from the 20th centuries. So to know more about inversion, I chose this book.
Thank you.
Novelty, this work lies on the contribution of the study around word order and inversion in the English language, particularly about in the context of the book called Chrome Yellow by an American writer. All the I think it was investigated by Kronsky, and then
Next subject, Umrat Laputimam. And the same of your dissertation,
Yeah,
language
that's
testing is a way of control in teaching English. And your scientific advisor, Dr. Orthodoxy, Kujaniazlo Unido.
Good morning, dear professors and teachers and students. I'm a student of 405 Pro Command Command, and I want to present my publication work for the theme language testing as a way of controlling teaching English. So, if you are ready, then let me begin my presentation work.
We are ready. Are you ready?
My content consists of three parts. Introduction, of course.
Students don't read but we tell.
Main body, and the conclusion, of course. Main body involves two chapters. First chapter is language testing as a means of controlling teaching English, and tests and their applications in teaching English. So second chapter is tests as a form of controlling in foreign language. Let's move on to introduction. So first thing I'm going to tell about introduction is the essential elements of learning process is to testing knowledge and the skills of habits acquired by students. One of the conditions for improving the learning is the development of operational system of control that makes it possible to effectively assess the students' knowledge. The novelty of this research, this work brings a fresh perspective by conducting an independent investigation into control of students' knowledge and skills. Object of this research is to control of students' knowledge and as one of factors in English study. And the subject of this work, methodology for organization, knowledge, controlling process of teaching foreign languages.
Well, you can recall without your screen. Are you ready?
Yes.
Don't read but recall.
Test scores. The test as a measuring tool consists of systems as tests and rules of their application, mark, and completing each task. Let's move to in conclusion, I want to say that in the modern world, this is already being part of our life, and it's given that the master and the accepted. Despite all of the problems associated with the method, it needs to be. Despite all of the problems, the test takes dominant position in the situations where it's necessary to reveal a maximum level of opportunities with a minimum expenditure of the time. Only regular checking is the maximum way to control students' effectiveness. of your attention. If you have a question for me, I would like to understand. Answer it.
Why are you hesitating? This is question number one.
The purpose of this work.
Hesitating.
It's my first time, like,
Başkalarının
and it's normal to hesitate.
Hastanızlar, şunlar 8. çaklarınız var.
It's normal to hesitate.
It's normal. It is the responsibility.
Okay, today, okay, I have one question. What do you think? What is the importance of language testing in teaching English?
I understand, okay, I got it. And the purpose, I think the purpose of
And the importance.
Importance is to control students' knowledge and skills as the most important factor of the learning English. Thank you. Thank you.
So our next graduate, Yumna Saryola, and the same of the dissertation paper, development of the new tendency in the vocabulary of modern English is a great morphological neology, and for scientific advice is Dr. Philosophy, Virginia Solomida Kumaran.
Good morning, professors and students. I'm going to present on the topic of development or the tendency in the vocabulary of modern English as ways to create morphological neologisms. This research has intended to concern the problems to identify errors made by interpreters in the transmission of modern vocabulary. It suggests the problem is quite acute, which is paid a lot of attention in linguistic research. So the first chapter attempts to describe the theoretical significance of neologisms in modern English and the definition of word, the definition of concept and the term neologism. Methodology of forming neologisms, ethnic and cultural specificity of learning a new vocabulary of English language. The second chapter is dedicated to the concept of translation features of neologisms in the modern vocabulary, means of translation of modern neologisms, translating difficulties of neologisms in the modern vocabulary, translation features of neologisms in the modern text. The notion of concept neologisms in modern English. The neologism is a word or a phrase that has come into a common use or new meaning that has been given to an established word. Examples include couch potato. Couch potato is a person who has little or no exercise and watches television a lot. And male and wider dog. Once the word is no longer novel, it's formally accepted as part of vernacular language as appears in dictionaries. Neologisms, neo is new, and locus word, and new word, linguistic innovation. The grammatical feature which appears in the language. Neologisms are usually formed under the laws of the relevant language in its productive patterns of word formation. This is the examples of neologisms: aerobus, helibus, seed roll, to bail out. And there are 8 ways of forming morphological neologisms. It is affixal way, prefixing and suffixing ways, cataloguing, conversion, reduction, borrowing from other languages, contact derivation, synthesis, and abbreviation. So, prefixing units demonstrate the increasing role of prefixes. Some prefixes are singled out phrases and compound words to prefer serves that can be ordered by phone. Dila phone, for example, Dila bus, Dila meal. Affixes units account for 24% of tumors, slightly anterior to compound words. As characteristic feature is the formation in scientific terms. For example, the suffix on elementary unit or that is used to create some terms. Suffix units, the greater are used in everyday life and are marked more marked slang.
Okay, it's done. You said that in using neologisms of certain types of this, I'm interested in using abbreviations. Can you give any examples?
FOMO.
Abbreviations of using abbreviations. Neologisms.
For example, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Have you used in your work such kind of examples?
Yes. Example is abbreviation. For example, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Okay. Oh, okay.
In your second chapter, you dedicated the text of the translation features of neologism in the modern vocabulary. You mentioned some translating difficulties of neologism in modern vocabulary. And what kind of difficulties might have first when we translate this word in modern language, modern vocabulary? What's your difficulties with translating these neologisms into modern vocabulary? What do you mean here? This one. Translating difficulties of neologisms in modern vocabulary. For example, something so difficult as an overcome vocabulary, but what is translating?
No, first of all, we can't find them in the dictionary here. And
Because it is a new word and
You should be able to represent the contextual word. How to define some specific concept.
so thank you for your questions.
So our next graduate would be qualified and the same of the presentation paper. Methodological development of English lesson with the use of educational games for students of 6th grades of secondary schools. and the same of the science advisor is Dr. Orlando Engineer.
Good morning, dear teachers and professors and students. I'm glad to present my research work today in front of you. And my topic is methodical development of English lesson with the use of educational games for students of 6th grade or 7th grade school. This topic was familiar to me because in the second year of my study, I published an article about the methods of teaching English to preschool children, and it was familiar to me and easier to continue this work of mine. And in the third year of my study, we had a practical course, and during my course, I taught six years of grades of school children, and ninth even from 9 to the 11th grades. And at that time, I tried to somehow analyze the methods that are taught to teachers. For example, grammar translation methods, and direct methods, and I tried to mixture all of them with educational games. What do I mean with by the word of educational games? Educational games. Educational games are those games that are directed to teach English, special speaker, with the use of different interesting games. For example, you may use some kind of crosswords or matching pictures, and I found out that these educational games are more suitable for primary and secondary school children. Are more suitable for primary and secondary school children. For primary school children, we can use some kind of flashcards, and it is easier for them to memorize new words. And for secondary school children, it would be a bit easier. That's why I try to create some words. I try to hide some words and crosswords so that it wouldn't be so easy for them and so difficult for them to accomplish the task. We can say that in the two decades and 3 decades ago even, our ancestors could learn languages without any kind of educational games. And there might have arisen a question: why do we need educational games if they could learn even better some of the scientists know today? I can say that 3 decades ago, or some kind of 4 decades ago, there were some pupils that found difficult to understand the lesson, to understand the languages, and only the quickest ones could catch up the topic even, and the others were left unknowledgeable. And now today, our teachers are trying to engage all the group students to teach them some knowledge by using educational games. And there might be some students who are extrovert and introvert, and educational games are really good for introvert ones, because during the lessons they might be shy to show up their abilities, to show up their skills, and we can collaborate them by using educational games to the rest of the group. And in the first part of my research work, I analyzed all the literary researches, I'm sorry. And in the second part, I have written about what I have done, what kind of surveys I made with my students. I did these survey questions. I did it in my third year of my study during my practical course to the students of school number 37, Pushkin. This is called Pushkin School, and during my practical courses, I gave them some kinds of questions. Do you find it interesting to play some kind of games during the lesson? And how often do you play games during the lesson? And more than 60% of the students answered that this is more interesting to learn languages by using games, educational games. And to sum up, despite the difficulties that teachers are having some kind of difficulties in organizing some educational games during the class, every time they need to find some new games to interest the class. It is really effective and productive way of teaching young learners to languages, to foreign languages.
Thank you. You have my first question to you, or you will be using games for non-native speakers classrooms. You will use it for scan in non-native speakers classrooms in Kazakhstan. Okay, now let's talk about some kind of similarities and differences between for using scan of games in the native speakers classroom and the native speakers classroom. You have candles and investigate for this one or not?
I only did my investigation only with non-native students, but I can say that differences and similarities between them. Educational games and some modern methods are now developing in our country, and then the West Europe, we can say, or the foreign countries. And the similarities are the object of the investigation, that is, the students. They are always eager to learn something, enthusiastic, whatever game you gave them, and they try to catch up it and to understand. Even they don't understand, they try to do it. This is the similarities of using educational games during the class. And the differences are we always have to use grammar translational method in our country. We say a word, we say a sentence. After that, we need to give some explanations or paragraph version in our language. We always need to translate it in our native language so that there couldn't be any kind of misunderstandings.
Are you at this point using that line? Thank you.
So next graduate, Basya Rajana, 246, and the same author qualification paper, grammar message spoken as a spoken and written language model. And her scientific advisor is docent Dr. Philosophy,
My name is Dr. Rajana, and I'm going to present my diploma work on the topic grammar teaching problems at the spoken and written language level. So as you see, my diploma work is written in a traditional structure, and it includes introduction, two main chapters of the main body, and the conclusion, and also the list of references. So the actuality of this work lies in due to the existence of different opinions about grammar as an aspect of learning, and the difficulties, uh, so the aim of this study is to show the possibility and necessity of using the system of exercises to mastering grammar, and the subject of this research is to use the process of teaching grammar and grammatical phenomena with foreign languages. So the following task happens according to the general aim of this research. As you see, the first task is to reveal the psychological and the pedagogical foundation of the formation of grammatical skills. And the second one is to summarize the grammatical meaning of, and the third one is consider the system of exercises. So the next one is next one. In this work, three types of methods are used. The first one is theoretical, second one is pedagogical, and the last one observation as a linguistic. When formed grammatical skills on the topic past simple tense, the ability of children at the age of 11 years old to analyze the analogies between grammatical structure in the study of foreign and native languages is taken into account. And this accordingly makes it possible to use deductive and inductive methods when analyzing with the grammatical material. And in conclusion, I want to say that when mastering grammar, the special attention is paid to the thorough and optimal combination with the speech practice. Questions? Are there any questions? The aim of this work is to show the possibility and necessity of using a system of exercises for mastering grammar.
What is the grammar mastering problem?
Grammar mastering problem?
Yes. Did you use it during your practice at school or right here? Did you use it? And what results do you
The
have?
result is special attention paid to the combination of grammar exercises in a speech practice.
Communicating grammar.
Both
Or
Yeah. Diana, what is the effectiveness of teaching grammar? At primary schools. It's a simple question. What is the effectiveness of grammar?
What is needed to learn the subject? Grammar.
well, do you recommend teaching grammar at primary schools? Can you recommend? Well, why? Oh, that's so, that's all. She made it free. Well,
So, there is a wide perception that in order to be successful in our spoken English, we don't have to understand grammar. How do you explain this now? There is a wide perception. In order to be expert at speaking, we don't need grammar. How do you explain this notion? That's okay.
Można, a że można.
A że możemy? Tylko zaczynamy, że
Hoje eu faço mesa, três caras nas bibliotas, algumas bibliotas.
Hadi ama next week Najim ve Ajmal.
Between funny and system difference languages, overcoming psychological barrier to listening. Listening and listening skills. Foreign languages, research to develop listening strategies. The aim of the bachelor qualification paper of research and analysis of the
the role of integrated approach in the development and skill of all learners. To achieve the main aim of we set up the following tasks. First, to overview the general problems of development and skill in the scientific and methodological literature. To find out difficult and methodological development and skills. To define main principles and integrated approach. Have two methods of scientific research: it's experiment methods and survey methods. Experimental methods is methods on integrated approach in listening, speaking, classes, learning, or pedagogical practice. Survey investigative of methodological materials and research problem of dissertation work. The subject of research is content of methodological organization of teaching, listening, approaches, and strategies of developing listening skill of all learners.
Я не бережу, киновольцем, коявольцем, так все, выходим, мы уходим. Он какая как была. Нет, все,
Оставляйте вещи сейчас.
далеко не уходите. Не здороваются даже. И даже с вами не здороваются.